Okay, welcome back to part 7 of my NetHack overexplained series. And tonight we're going to be moving on to the Valley of the Dead and Gehennom, and we'll see how far we get. And let's just take inventory before we get started. And I did want to talk about uh, the um, the dangers in the late game for a minute. But first, let's take a look at our inventory to see how we're doing here. So we have an amulet of magical breathing, which we're currently wearing, which will protect us against things like eels or other sea monsters that might try and drown us. We have a +7 Excalibur, which is pretty good. Decent armor, not terribly enchanted. We do have reflection and magic resistance. We have a ring of free action, which is great. We're wearing teleport control right now. Should probably switch that over to free action while I'm thinking about it. A ring of protection is also good. So we have wand of cancellation, digging, sleep, striking, and teleportation. So a good variety of escape wands. Bag of holding. We have a bugle, which is great. The bugle should be on H. I'll adjust that to H, which is normally where I keep it. Bell of opening and the blessed orb of fate. We have a key, a towel, and a unicorn horn. So sort of all the basic needs have been met. Just going to adjust a couple things here. So first of all, let's remove the ring of teleport control, and we will capital P put on the ring of free action. I think that's a good combination of rings right there. And I believe, let's take a look in our bag here. I believe we have a ring of conflict as well, but let's take a look. All right, so we have a small amount of gold. Probably don't really need gold at this point. I think we have a decent amount of protection already. Actually, looking here, we have 6 points of protection out of a total of 9 that you can get. So we could collect gold and try and buy those last points of protection if we wanted to. All right, we have a couple of amulets, which aren't terribly useful. We have Molnir. We have a pair of boots called Levitation. Boots of Levitation are decent. We have a reasonable amount of food. Not like too much, but I think plenty. Or an okay stash of unlabeled scrolls. I think probably enough, maybe on the low side. We have some scrolls we can blank here. We have one blessed scroll of remove curse and uncursed scroll of remove curse. Those are good. 4 scrolls of charging is great. 2 are blessed, 2 unblessed. I think these other scrolls are not terribly useful. There's 1 enchant armor, which is good. 2 blessed of identify. 2 uncursed scrolls of magic mapping. Magic mapping is going to be very important coming up very quickly here. And that's actually going to be largely how we're going to use up our charges of our magic marker and our unlabeled, our blank scrolls of paper. So we have a reasonable amount of holy water. Looks like we have maybe on the order of 18, including the water that we could also bless. Some potions of confusion here, which could be useful. 2 potions of extra healing. 1 potion of full healing. 1 gain ability, 1 gain level. All right. Yeah, we do have 2 rings of conflict, so that's going to be very useful coming up in the end game here. We'll keep that in mind. We have a ring of levitation, of course. We have a ring of shock resistance. I think, let's see, we do not have intrinsic shock resistance yet. So if we needed it, it's good to have that ring. And if we were, for instance, engulfed by a shock, a vortex, energy vortex, that would be a good thing to have. And we have a bunch of extra wands in here. Wand of fire is good. And we're going to talk about that in a minute here when we talk about late game dangers. Some wands of light, probably get rid of those. Some uses, but same with locking. And secret door detection is good. And we have 2/3 wishes left. So with a wand of wishing, which we've recharged once already, that's the first number. Then we have 2 charges until that gets down to 0. It can't be recharged again, but we can wrest one final wish out of this wand. So a total of 3 wishes left. And looks like we have about 94 charges of the magic marker. So we'll talk about that as well. Maybe I'll actually write that down here. So 94, let's see, about 94 charges. Actually, neither of these have been recharged yet. So, and they'll recharge with a blessed scroll of charging up to 50. So we really have 194 charges. And I think we're going to use some of those up here in a second here. All right, so I wanted to adjust with the extended command, adjust the bugle. That has to sit on H. I'm going to use that quite a bit. And yeah, I want to talk. Okay, so late mid game, we're through late mid game. I think we're into the late game now. So I'm actually going to mark this off here. We survived the late mid game. We went on the quest. We completed the quest, and we got the Orb of Fate. So we got that and the Bell of Opening. So we have completed all those mid game goals. We can take a quick look up here. We've got all these mid-game goals are all checked off. And now we're talking about late game dangers here. And I have Minotaurs and Jabberwocks here, being sort of high damage creatures. But in the late game, damage is really is less important, or it's a lot harder to die to damage when you have decent armor class, and we have reasonable armor class, could be better, and a lot of HP, and the Orb of Fate. Because if you recall from last time, the Orb of Fate gives you makes you take half damage from all physical and magical effects. So you're basically doubling your HP from almost all damage sources. So in effect, we have 410 HP here. So all these late game dangers which deal damage, like Minotaurs and Jabberwocks, really are not going to be a big issue for us unless we get into some extraordinary circumstances. We're paralyzed or surrounded or put to sleep or something. So what we're going to talk about is Instadeath. So there are still a number of dangers here that even when you are as powerful as we are, there are a number of ways where you can just die. There's actually a whole section here in the wiki about it, and we're going to walk through this and talk about how to avoid this, because I think this is a cause of a lot of late game deaths and a lot of frustration about the game. And a lot of these can be prevented, so we can actually go through it and prepare for some of these. So there's a list here. I'm just going to go through it in the order as presented in the wiki here. This isn't like in most likely to least likely. I think this is all just, I'm not sure what order this is, but so turning to stone is a cause of insta-death. And so there's basically ciccatrice or cockatrices or cockatrice corpses. And then there's Medusa. Medusa, we've already dealt with Medusa. So we used a blindfold and we were able to kill Medusa while blindfolded. But cockatrice and ciccatrices are still a danger. I think we talked about them a fair deal in the past and how a lizard corpse is so important. So we have a lizard corpse here. And so it's important for two reasons. One is it will protect you from the turning to stone if you hear the hiss of the cockatrice, particularly during a new moon. So that's actually kind of a special time of the month where cockatrices are even more dangerous. If you start to get turned into stone by a cockatrice touching you or hissing at you, then you can eat the lizard corpse or any other acidic corpse. But lizard corpses are particularly good because they don't go bad in your inventory, so you can keep them for an extended period of time. And if you start to eat it, you don't have to eat the whole thing. You'll actually get more limber, and you will not turn to stone. So I largely find cockatrices to be avoidable in terms of a danger. You actually will probably end up using cockatrice corpses as a weapon in certain situations. So we're not going to genocide cockatrices. We're going to be careful around them, but we're going to make sure that we're wearing gloves. We're going to make sure that we don't do any of these things like falling down stairs or falling into a pit while we're wielding a cockatrice. And as long as you don't do any of those sort of insta-death things with cockatrice corpses, largely walking around wielding a cockatrice, then I think we should be fine here. The next one on the list here is being hit with a death ray while not having magic resistance. And that should also say or reflection. So death rays will be reflected by reflection. We have a shield reflection, and also will be resisted by magic resistance. And we also have magic resistance, so we should be safe from death rays. The only real caveat there is if we ever decide to take off our armor, if we're nurse dancing, or if a incubus takes off our armor, that could be an issue. Same thing with a touch of death, pretty much. A touch of death will not be reflected, so reflection does not help against the touch of death. And there are various things that will cast this. I think we've genocided liches, and that should be right here in my notes. Yeah, we genocided all forms of liches. Let's see what else has touches of death. I think the Wizard of Yendor. Yep, the Wizard of Yendor, and that's it, I think. Just the Arch Liches and the Wizard of Yendor. So when we get to the Wizard of Yendor, there will be a touch of death. As long as we have our magic resistance, we should be totally fine against the touch of death. Next, being fatally poisoned by a monster attack, spiked pit. So having poison resistance, rather. Having poison resistance is extremely important. We do have poison resistance. If you don't have poison resistance going into the late mid or late game, you really just want to stop and go find a source of it. Maybe even up to reverse genociding green dragons and eating their corpses. Very, very important. Choking on your food. So this has happened to me an embarrassing number of times. If you eat food while you're already oversatiated, you can choke to death on your food. And it's definitely happened to me. You want to avoid this by not eating large corpses when you're already satiated. Sometimes you'll get a message that says, "Are you sure you want to continue?" And sometimes you will not. So just watch your nutrition level. And if you go from satiated, if you're already satiated, don't eat large things, or don't eat at all if you're satiated. And then you should be fine here. Just be very careful about that, because it's definitely ended some good runs for me. Hey, non-major nerd, welcome. We're doing pretty well, just getting started here. After a week off, took a week off. We were on vacation on the beach, so now I'm back and continuing where we left off. We're going to be doing the Valley of the Dead and Gehennom, so hell basically tonight. All right, next is drowning in a body of water. So I think we did talk about this, particularly when we were dealing with Medusa's Island and all the eels there. So this is going to be a danger basically through to the end of the game. Obviously, we're wearing this Amulet of Magical Breathing, which is one of the ways to really prevent this death altogether. Like, you'll never drown if you're wearing Magical Breathing. You can still have some negative effects, such as your potions being diluted and your scrolls being blanked if you get pulled into water, but you're not going to be killed by it. Another way to avoid getting pulled into the water by eels or kraken is an oilskin cloak, or even just a layer of oil or grease rather on your outermost body armor. So if you grease your cloak with grease, which is an item in the game, which we have not found yet. That will protect you temporarily from being wrapped up by eels and dragged into the water. But one thing to point out is that almost every creature that will can drown you has a low magic resistance. So see if it says a list here. Let's go to eels for a second. The drowning attack. So these are the things that will do the drowning attack, which means if these are usually things that are in water, with the exception of I don't know how to say this, quaddle or pythons. These first three, the eels and the kraken, you'll find them in water. If they're in water and they wrap themselves around you, they can pull you into the water and drown you. But all of these have a 0 magic resistance. So what that means is if you're near them, you can use your scare tool, so your bugle or your tooled horn or your leather drum. You can actually scare these things off. And we did that while levitating across Medusa's island there. We scared the electric eels away with our bugle, and that kept us safe. Now, the quaddle has a magic resistance of 30, so they actually can be dangerous. They're not guaranteed to be generated in water, but if you happen to find a quaddle that is hostile, they are lawful, so they're likely to be peaceful to our lawful Valkyrie here. But if you find a hostile one and you're near water, be careful because they have a chance to resist your scare tool. So a quaddle is a little bit more dangerous in that way. Pythons also have a magic resistance of 0. So we're going to not worry about genociding these. Some people do genocide sea monsters because of the dangers, but we're not going to. We're going to use our scare tool, our bugle, to keep these away from us and keep ourselves safe. If they do wrap around you and they don't pull you in and drown you the first turn, you can use your bugle and they will let you go. But you don't want to let them close to you if you don't have to. So moving on, that's drowning, which I think is avoidable. Next, standing near a collapsing drawbridge. So we did talk about this, I think, a couple times, both at the castle and also at the Valkyrie's quest, where there are drawbridges. An enemy with a wand of striking can definitely end your run very quickly if you're standing near a collapsing drawbridge. So there aren't any other drawbridges besides the one at the castle and the one on the quest that I can think of right now. So we're not going to worry about that anymore, but certainly that could have ended our run earlier. Next, genociding your own race by reading a scroll of genocide. I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit more because I think we are going to be doing some more genociding here in a minute. I do want to talk about genociding your own race when we talk about that. Next is falling into lava without fire resistance. We do have fire resistance, so still not a good idea to fall into lava, but we do actually have resistance from that. So it's not an insta-death. It can destroy your boots, which is obviously, not great. But we should be okay. We'll just levitate over lava. Next is intentionally level teleporting yourself to a level 0 or any negative numbered level. Just don't do that, I guess. We do have teleport control, so we could do that, but just don't do that. Next is being hit by disintegration breath. So this is black dragons. We won't see the chromatic dragon because that is the quest nemesis for a different role. But we will see a lot of black dragons without reflection or disintegration resistance. We don't have a disintegration resistance, but we do have reflection. So as long as our shield of reflection doesn't get removed somehow, we should be safe from being disintegrated by black dragons. Next, being hit by a lightning bolt from an angry god without reflection or shock resistance. yeah, we're just, don't make your god angry. Should be fine. Same being hit by a wide angle disintegration beam from an angry god. That's if you make your god really angry. They try and shock you with lightning. And then if that doesn't work, they'll actually shoot you with a wide angle disintegration beam. That's if you make your god really angry. Just don't do that. Next, being level drained below experience level 1. That won't happen as long as we're wielding Excalibur here, which gives us drain resistance. Eating any of the riders' corpses. We haven't talked about the riders yet, but that's also just like, I don't do that. And then we're to the one which I did want to talk about here, which is having your brain eaten by a mind flayer. And maybe I'll come back to that in a second here. There is one more here, which is being decapitated by Vorpal Blade. There is some danger here that when we get to the very end game, that we will find other adventurers, and one of them may have the Vorpal Blade. But by that point, we should have amulets of life saving, which will protect us from things like that. But we want to talk about this, having your brain eaten by a mind flayer. And so we've already genocided liches, and we have a decent number of charges. I think we calculated a total of 194 charges or something like that. So mind flayers are very dangerous, and they're also very annoying. They will eat your brain, which does intelligence damage to you. So we have intelligence of 9. So let's see, where does it say how much they do? Just looking for how much 2d1 intelligence strain, 2d1 intelligence strain, 2d1. Okay. So each tentacle will drain 2 points of intelligence. So in a single round, if they get hit with all tentacles, they can drain 6 points of intelligence, if I'm reading that right. And so that means, and there's some chances, well, they'll actually move twice in a row, but they could certainly kill you in 2 rounds if they don't kill you in a single round. If you're paralyzed or if something else happens to you bad, you could potentially just get your brain eaten very quickly. And that's not even the worst of it. I mean, the Instadeath is bad, obviously, ends your game. But in addition, when they drain your intelligence, they make you forget things. So they will actually eat your memories. Where does it say that? And this has been changed in 3.7, but we're playing 3.6 where this still happens. So when they eat your brain, you'll start to forget things. Where does it say that? I don't see it in the wiki right now, but you'll forget levels. So it's going to make going back up and making our back up to the surface a lot more annoying, because we're going to forget maps and we're going to have to remap things. You forget items, what items are, which is also very annoying. So things you had previously identified will become unidentified. So this is just a very annoying additional effect. So both the Instadeath and the amnesia that their brain-eating attack does, here it is, while inflicting amnesia, makes mind flayers, I think, the next best thing to genocide. Now, we did have another Instadeath here, which is genociding your own race or role. Genociding your own race by reading a scroll of genocide. So mind flayers are a lowercase h. And you could use a blessed scroll of genocide to genocide all h's. But H's includes a bunch of humanoids, but also includes dwarves. And although we're represented by an @ symbol, we are actually a dwarf. So we are a level 15 dwarven Valkyrie. And if you forget that, and this has happened before, you might decide to use a blessed scroll of genocide to genocide all mind flayers and master mind flayers, but also that will genocide all dwarves and dwarf lords and bugbears, and you are a dwarf. So that will kill you outright. The only way to not be killed by that is if you're polymorphed into a different race, and then you need to make sure that you don't turn back into a dwarf then, or you can never turn back into a dwarf at that point if dwarves have been genocided. So let's go back to scrolls here for a second and just consider how many magic markers, how many charges we have here. Because what we want to do is we want to write 2 uncursed scrolls of genocide. And we can use one for mind flayers and one for master mind flayers. Here we go. Scrolls of genocide use between 15 and 29. So just make sure that our marker has this number of charges. And we want to take out, let's see, any tools and some scrolls. So we'll take out 2 uncursed unlabeled scrolls. And we'll take out a magic marker. I guess let's take out both of them for now. Beginning to feel hungry, so let's eat something. So we want to apply our bag of holding and take out comestible. Let's go ahead and eat these sea rations. And now let's apply our magic marker. We'll use the one with fewer charges first here. And we're going to write on the uncursed unlabeled scroll. We're going to write genocide. So we have an uncursed scroll of genocide. The other thing about genocide is you do want to make sure whenever you read it that you're not confused. If you're confused when you read a scroll of genocide, you will genocide your own role, so Valkyries, and that is also an Instadeath. So just make sure you're not confused. All right, so we can use this, we can read it. And we're going to genocide master mind flayer. Now, another thing to point out here is that even if you write master mind flayer, but it's a blessed scroll, it's going to assume that you meant to genocide all lowercase h creatures. Even if you write out master mind flayer, if it's a blessed scroll, you will still kill all dwarves, which will kill yourself. So to make sure, absolutely make sure that this is an uncursed scroll and not a blessed scroll, even if you're writing it out like this. All right, so all mastermind flayers are gone. Let's see how many charges we have left on our magic marker. We only have 11, so that's not enough to write genocide. So we're going to use our other magic marker here, which has 54 charges. So it's a C. Apply C. And we're going to write on capital G, the other uncursed unlabeled scroll, and write genocide again. And we already did mastermind flayers. Now we're going to read this, and we're going to genocide mind flayers. Okay, so all mind flayers and mastermind flayers are gone, and that's a source of Instadeath, which we don't have to worry about. I put that in here in my notes. And that's done. And I think we're ready to continue on here. Anything else I wanted to do before we moved on? I think we're ready to move on to the Valley of the Dead here. I don't know. Do I have a source of light? Take a look at our tools. We have candles. Not necessarily a great source of light. I think we will take out those wands of light. They're not very useful, but they could be useful here for the Valley of the Dead. All right, so now we're going to hop down this hole, and we're going to go to the Valley of the Dead. Trapdoor opens up under you. You arrive at the Valley of the Dead. The odor of burnt flesh and decay pervades the air. You hear groans and moans everywhere. So you'll notice there's a lot of things that fell down the trapdoors. There's some soldiers here. There's some trolls. So we're going to have to fight those. I don't love fighting trolls because they will just keep coming back up. But we're going to go ahead and kill that troll. Zap this wand of light here. What letter is it? It's capital C. And so the Valley of the Dead, let's take a look at the map here. And actually, it's a little bit variable. There's multiple ways to get through it. But you'll see you start somewhere around here. There's the upstair near you. But then you'll see that there are these A's, the B's, and C's. So these are walls that may or may not be here. So you might have to go up and around this way. You might have to go through here. There's basically a bunch of different ways that you might have to go. There's also some guaranteed traps. I think some of them are might be squeaky boards, which will wake up a lot. There's a lot of graveyards here, which means sleeping on dead creatures. But we'll work our way through here. We'll find our path through. We're trying to get to the downstairs here. There's also an altar with a temple, which is with a priest of Moloch here, who is peaceful. All right, so let's go down this way. So we found a magic trap there. All right, we'll take that potion and I'm gonna apply my bag and put some stuff in. Try and get unburdened here. So the potion, obviously, the ring of teleport control. Guess I'll put away these wands of light currently. I'll put away the one wand of sleep. The wand of striking we don't need to have in our inventory. Magic markers. That should do it for now. And let's keep exploring. And go ahead and zap our wand of light here. Be nice to find some sort of a lamp somewhere. Just taking a look here, seeing if there's anything we think are interesting. I guess we pick up this K ration. All right, so we have a bunch of soldiers here. Not too worried about this because they're all normal soldiers. Now, vampire bats at this point in the game are very likely to turn into vampires if you kill them. So you might consider leaving these alive if you can scare them off or just walk away from them. Take a look at what's here. They're not particularly dangerous as a vampire bat, but they're a little bit more annoying as a vampire. Although with Excalibur, you don't have to worry about them draining levels. Let's go and kill it. It looks like this is a dead end, so we'll have to go up and around. And we'll go down this way. So we're curious what this is. Oh, we found a lamp. Now, have we identified any lamps yet? Let's take a look at our discoveries, and that's with the backslash key right under my backspace on my keyboard. We're going to look at tools. And yes, we do have a lamp called oil here. So we just found something very useful here. There are two types of lamps. There is a oil lamp, and then there is a magic lamp. And what we just picked up here, because it's called a lamp and not a lamp called oil, this is a magic lamp. I'm going to call that, so capital C, the type of an object in the inventory, and we're going to call V, I'm going to call this magic. So that's actually fantastic. Really, really useful. It means we're going to have a permanent light source and an additional wish if we need it near the end of the game here. I'm going to adjust the lamp here with the adjust command. And I'm going to adjust lamp to L. And we're going to apply that and just turn it on. And now I don't have to worry about zapping my wand of light. We can just use this lamp and it will never go away. So we've had a lot of corpses down here. Of course, it's the Valley of the Dead. And a lot of undead creatures. Yeah, so the seemingly dead vampire bat suddenly transforms and rises a vampire. So vampires are more dangerous than vampire bats. They will drain levels, but with our Excalibur, we shouldn't worry about that too much. Looks like we just took a few points of damage from the vampires. I'm going to just check this way. You can clear out these graveyards if you want to. And if you're missing items, it probably is worthwhile. But we're not currently missing a lot of items, so we're going to just move on. This is a ghost. Kind of hard to see. So one thing you can do is Shift O. And we're looking for a option here to change the character for ghosts. I believe it's here under compound. Let's see if it's something we can actually change. I didn't see it. Take one more quick look here. If we can change the ghost to something that we can see, that would be good. I'm looking through here. It looks like this might be something you have to change in your config file. I don't see it here. So that's unfortunate. I mean, I guess we're doing the overexplained. So let's go ahead and talk about or look at the config for this one thing. I mean, you can tell where ghosts are because they're going to cover up whatever is under them. So there'd be no floor tile, but I do find that to be kind of hard. So let's go ahead and save here. Shift save. And if you're on alt.org or hardfought, if you're playing online, you can use this edit options using virus here. Hit O. So we can use the J key to go down here. And we're looking for, let's actually take a look here, what option we're looking for. Let's see, looking for something about ghosts. Is this right? Simset. Symbols equals S ghost. Guess that's what we need. Let's take a look. Oh, here it is. So it looks like the default, at least on NetHack at alt.org, does have this line here, symbols S equals S underscore ghost. And it's commented out. That's what the hash mark means here. So actually, I'll go through this. So this is like Vim, basically. So if you were if you got to this and you wanted to make this change, you hit the J key and that's going to just move your cursor down. And you're looking for this line here, symbols equals s_ghost : x. And you're going to move your cursor. Sorry, I'm using L and H to move my cursor back and forth here. But you're going to move your cursor over the hash symbol here and hit X. That's going to delete that symbol. And then to get out of this menu, you're going to hit the colon key, and you're going to do WQ for write and quit. And that's it. And if we hit P for play again, now we're back into NetHack, and you'll see that that ghost was just a blank symbol before, is now an X. So that's pretty handy. Ghosts are not very dangerous. They're pretty hard to hit. I'm going to go ahead and kill them. And here's a, should be a ghoul. Ghouls can paralyze you, but with our Ring of Free Action, we're safe from that. So we can just kill the ghoul. And here's another ghost. It looks like this is a dead end here. Try and go up this way. And you can kind of pick your path through here based on what you want to fight. Remember, we have stealth. So all these sleeping things are going to stay asleep as long as we don't make a lot of noise. So if we use our bugle, we step on a squeaky board, we use Mjolnir, things like that. We can actually, could loot that chest. Let's do untrap it. It's locked, so apply our key, period. Yes. And we'll take the scroll and the potion of water. And I guess we'll take the ring too. Oh, we're burdened. Okay. Let's get unburdened. Kind of missed getting burdened here. Put away the K-Rash and the scroll of light. That ring. The wand of light. Probably get rid of the wand of light, to be honest. Now that we have a magic lamp. I'll put it into our bag for now. All right, unencumbered. All right, so we can move this way. And yeah, it looks like this, going back to our map here. Looks like we're down here, and yeah, it looks like this is these walls are here. So we need to, or at least this wall is here. So we need to find our way up and around here. Oh, sorry, we're here. And this wall is here. Is that right? Yeah, so this is that. Here's the graveyard. No, this is open. So now we can go up in this way. All right, let's try that. You can also fully explore the Valley of the Dead. It's not particularly dangerous if you've gotten rid of liches like we did. Dart trap. I think that's guaranteed. And here is a blue jelly. We have cold resistance, so that's not a big deal. I'm going to use my fast travel a little bit here. Beginning to feel hungry again. Take out and eat that other sea ration. All right, so someone stepped on a squeaky board. We found a tinning kit. Tinning kits are interesting, potentially useful for getting intrinsics early, because they'll make things less dangerous to eat, and also make large creatures easier to eat. All right, just gonna make our way through here. Another chest here. I'm not gonna pick up that wand of light, and that wraith did drop a corpse, which is not likely. But we'll go and eat it though. Get ourselves another level. And this wolf is likely a vampire as well. And it's a vampire lord. Another box. Let's take a look in this one. Guess we'll take this gold. Although I think we're going to end up being overburdened here. You can always leave the gold up here by the altar with the idea that we'll use it to buy protection when we come back up. So at this point, we can also get rid of our wands of light. Have 3 of them. Drop all those. Makes us unencumbered. All right, so we stepped on a squeaky board, so I think we just woke everything up. Unfortunately, I think that's always there, or we didn't detect it. So now we're going to be fighting our way through this graveyard. And just normal track tactics here apply. You don't want to get yourself surrounded by dangerous things. You want to fight things one at a time as much as possible. We could also use conflict, and we could use our bugle here now that things have broken up, have woken up. So we're going to start to see more devils and demons now. And some of them are going to have bullwhips, which is very annoying because bullwhips can disarm you. See if I can get unburdened here again. Still burdened. I think we'll leave the gold up here. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we can probably just drop once we get to the altar here. I don't love being burdened, but so we are surrounded a bit, but the ghosts are not terribly dangerous. They're not going to do a large amount of damage. So I probably will ignore them for the most part. Yeah, but waking up everything on the Valley of the Dead certainly makes this more challenging. Someone threw a murky potion, and we're not really sure what it did, but it's one of the offensive ones. Could call it murky. Something that they will throw to attack, which would be something like acid or paralysis or sleep. All right, so Marilith is a pretty strong demon. Should we use conflict? Let's use conflict. I don't think we are in danger here, but we're already surrounded by a bunch of things. Let's take out a ring of conflict, and let's remove the ring of protection. We want the free action. Let's put on conflict. So now they'll start attacking each other. Just going to make this a little bit easier to deal with. Welcome to Thari Drow. Good to see you. Thari Drow is another streamer and a past NetHackathon participant, so check him out. Give him a follow. Right, so now we're in a place where we're getting attacked from 2 spaces at once, which is not great. But so these light blue Z's are giant zombies. So they do a decent amount of damage. They're probably, you want to prioritize getting rid of them. All right, so we've moved through. Chest, loot that. Scroll, we don't know what it is, and a potion, we don't know what it is. And so we're about to enter the temple here. In fact, you can see the priest already. And it's a peaceful priestess of Moloch. So at this point, just remember to remove your ring of conflict before you go in there. You don't want to be attacked by the priest of Moloch. Remove that ring of conflict. There's an Ologhai, which is a very powerful type of troll. Can be pretty dangerous, but and it is a melee character, so I think we're probably fine. We could scare it off or just kill it. In fact, we're hungry, so if we can kill it, we can also eat it. It's got a wand of fire. Sort of want that. All right, we were able to kill it. And let's go ahead and eat that Ologhai corpse. There's a danger here that you will pass out from eating a corpse, which can be dangerous. You have to be, maybe, if you're being really careful, you could engrave Elbereth first. But with our hit points and in this situation, we're not terribly in danger. All right, we finished eating that Ologhai, so that's good. It means we won't have to deal with it later. And now I want to sort of drop a bunch of stuff here. We're going to drop all our gold. Actually, I think I'm going to drop the sheet plastic imitation of the Amulet of Yendor. We could drop some food rations here, potentially. We have a bunch of potions. Potions are pretty heavy. Get rid of this wand of locking. Make invisible. We can actually drop these candles now. And let's get rid of these, the touchstone and the jetstone too. She did not mean to drop those scrolls. Let's put them away. And this potion away. Anything else we can drop here? I guess we're dropping the cheap plastic imitation of the Amulet of Yendor. Don't need to carry that around for getting burdened here. And yeah, these tallow candles. All right, we are unencumbered, although we're pretty close to being encumbered. Put these wands away. And it's probably about as good as we can do here. So there's going to be a secret door up here, which you can find. And we're going to go through. There's some guaranteed pit traps and such through here. So to be really safe or just save yourself some trouble, we can throw on a ring of levitation here. And just levitate over these pit traps. So that's another squeaky board. You hadn't already woken everything up. You could wake something up there. Another hidden door. And we found our way down to Gehennom. I put the ring of protection back on here. So, you were standing at the gate to Gehennom. Unspeakable cruelty and harm lurk down there. Are you sure you want to enter? I say yes. So be it. We descend the stairs, and here we are in Gehennom. All right, so I probably should have unwielded Excalibur here, although I'm not sure it's possible. There are two lawful demon lords, who are bribable. But if you have Excalibur wielded when you enter their level, they'll become hostile. You will not be able to bribe them. We should have saved a little bit of gold for that too. But every time you go into a new level in Gehennom, you should put on your towel and just take a look at what's around here. So there's a python here, some killer bees, there's a mimic, nothing really dangerous here. So we're going to remove our towel. Just looking here, I do not have my pickaxe in my inventory. If I take it out, I am going to get burdened here. So I'm actually going to go back up here for a second. It's a little bit more inventory management. I'm going to drop a few more things. Let's see what we have here. Amulet of Change we can get rid of. Molnir we can get rid of. I'm considering leaving the Boots of Levitation. They're kind of better than a Ring of Levitation, but they're also pretty heavy. So maybe leave those two. We could... So how many unlabeled scrolls do we have? We have quite a few, but we could probably use all of these at some point. We have a bunch of potions, which are heavy. Let's leave one of the two black onyx rings. We don't need both of those for sure. Don't really need cold resistance unless we're polypiling. We don't need Ring of Adornment. Probably won't need this extra Ring of Conflict, but I guess I'll hang on to it for now. Don't need fire resistance, don't need hunger. Yeah, it's going to drop a lot of the rings here. I'm sort of curious what this Ring of Protection, we haven't ID'd its enchantment. We should be able to put that on, figure that out. We do need shock resistance. We should probably hang on to teleport control and teleportation as well. I guess we get rid of Wand to Create Monster if we can. Let's take out a pickaxe too. hit escape here. We're going to drop a bunch of things. All right, dropping all these rings. I'm going to try on that ring of protection, though. Drop this one to create monster. And see if that gets us unburdened here. Still burdened. Let's remove the ring of protection and let's put on this unknown ring of protection. It's -2. So remove that and we'll drop it. Put on this other one instead, and let's put those other rings away. Still burdened. So we drop some food, maybe. It's either food or it's potions. It's a little more inventory management here, sorry. We drop like half our food, potentially. Or just the food rations. Why are we still burdened? The pickaxe is pretty heavy. Oh, the boots of levitation, right? Well, that did it. All right, so we left some food here. I'm actually going to annotate this level. I'm going to say stash by the downstairs. So we can remember that. I'm ready to go down. We want the pickaxe out because we're going to be mapping Gehennom, but we want to do it in a way that is efficient. So we can use magic mapping to find our way through Gehennom efficiently. It's a bunch of mazes, so it really does take some time to find your way through Gehennom. You could explore every level of Gehennom, but it's fairly tedious. I don't recommend it. So I'm going to show you the way I usually do it, and it's a way that it's going to be a bit safer. It's going to be less tedious. So what we're going to do is we're going to magic map every other level. So we know where the upstair is here already. So we're going to go ahead and apply our pickaxe. And we're going to dig down, dig a pit in the floor. We're going to do it again. We're going to dig through. So that brings us down to the next level. And now we can magic map this level. First, we're going to put our towel on. And we're just looking to see what is here. There are a couple what are probably minotaurs here. I'm just looking at what this at sign is. There's a nurse. There's a minotaur. There's some cicatrices over there. So some interesting things. Let's remove our towel. And just remember to wield Excalibur here. And then we're going to take out a scroll. I think we have 2 scrolls of magic mapping. So we'll take out one of those and we'll read it. And this is one of the many mazes of Gehennom. Obviously, it can take you a really long time to explore all these mazes. So this is why I prefer to use magic mapping here. So we're just going to dig our way through and go back to the next set of stairs, and that will and then we'll go down and repeat. So let's go down this way. I'm going to actually apply our pickaxe and dig through there and just wield A. So whenever we're done, there's a 4 there, which might be, it is a minotaur. So we could, to make it really safe, I think we're totally fine here with our large number of HP. We can apply our bugle, and the minotaur starts to flee. You can actually even attack the minotaur as it's running. But we're going to go ahead and apply our pickaxe in this direction. And I believe we have auto dig on, so we can just push to the right. Make an opening in the wall. I believe this is just a steam vortex, nothing too interesting. or dangerous. We'll wield our Excalibur. And we have fire resistance, so the steam vortex is not dangerous. But we're engulfed, so we have to apply our lamp. And our lamp called magic flickers for a moment, then dies. That means it's a cursed magic lamp. So we can go ahead and call it, capital C, call it I, particular object in the inventory, L, we're going to call it cursed. We're going to just apply it again, and it'll turn on. And apply our pickaxe in that direction, make another opening. We have another Minotaur. Apply our bugle, and the Minotaur turns to flee. We'll wield Excalibur and just chase it down or fight it for a little bit here, and then we'll continue digging. We can work our way around here a little bit. We don't have to dig everything. And I'm picking up gold still. We're trying to get, I don't know, roughly 15,000 gold or so to buy the last couple points of protection. Maybe we actually need 3 points of it up. So I mean like 21,000 or something. All right, so if we go back up these stairs, you see we're back where we were on the previous level. So actually these stairs were not too far from where we were. Probably could have found these on this type of level. Go back down, and now we can dig our way to the downstairs. And before I go down, I'm just going to make sure that I don't have Excalibur wielded. I'm going to go down and put my towel on. And looking around here, I don't see anything that's too worrying. There is a cockatrice, which is kind of interesting. Getting cockatrice corpses can be very useful in this point of the game. We're going to remove our towel, and then I'm just going to go to a corner here, and we're going to dig down. Apply P greater than. I'm going to fall through and put my towel on again. Okay, so we have our first demon prince here. Let's take a look at who it is. It should be Asmodeus. And it is. So we get our peaceful, invisible Asmodeus. So we didn't have Excalibur wielded when we came down to this level. So Asmodeus should stay peaceful. We just don't want it to be wielded when we chat with him. And then we should be able to bribe Asmodeus and save ourselves the trouble of fighting Asmodeus. Hey, Zemburning, welcome. Just remove our towel. I think we do want a magic map here. This should be a green elf. Let's take a look. It's a woodland elf. So wield Excalibur, and let's go fight the woodland elf. There's some elven armor. You want an elven helm? Probably fine without it. So let's take out for bag the other scroll of magic mapping. And so this is one of the special levels, pre-generated levels here. Asmodeus' lair. All these walls are undiggable. So you have to go through sort of a long way around and through this door. And then you can find your way through here. But there's the upstairs. We'll make our way there first. And just make sure we know how to get up to the previous level. So I'm going to apply our pickaxe in this direction. We'll walk to the upstairs here. Climb up the stairs, and you'll see now we know where the upstairs are because we came from there and we dug down. And so now we can just make ourselves a passage between the 2 stairs pretty easily. This is Rudy. Not too worried about that. It can be a fairly strong melee monster early on, but at this point in the game, they're not much of a danger. That was a fire trap. There are a lot of fire traps in Gehennom. If you don't have fire resistance, then the fire traps will damage your max HP. So fire resistance is really important at this point in the game. It will also damage your um, items like your leather gloves, your high boots, the mummy wrapping. Those will all get burnt. And if they provide AC, you'll lose that. All right, here we have a rust monster. They're pretty annoying, but they also have zero MR. So we're just going to apply our bugle and just make them run away. And then you don't have to worry about them. So there's a water trap. It rusted our helm, so we lost a point of AC there, which is fine. I'm actually going to dig around here. And the reason for that is so that we can fast travel between the two stairs, which will make our lives easier later on. I can push this boulder here, and it's going to fill that pit in the floor. And then we can just fast travel back to the downstairs, now that we know how to get between them. And we'll go back down to level 32. And now, as I said, we have to go sort of all the way around. Usually I'll dig a passage down here and then up and to this way, and then we'll go see Asmodeus. And I will talk about Asmodeus a little bit in case you're in a situation where you have to fight him. It's not particularly dangerous. There's a cockatrice. And did it leave a corpse? It did. So just double check wearing a pair of gloves being worn, and then you can pick it up. We are burdened, which is not great. See if we put our gold away. I'm still burdened. I would like to keep this cockatrice corpse. Let's actually put the cockatrice corpse into our bag of holding. And still burdened, huh? I have to get rid of some potions here. Is there anything else we picked up here? Just this, that we have a pickaxe in our inventory at this point. I hate being so close to burdened. We can't pick up like even a cockatrice corpse. Let's do a little more IDing here. That will let us see what we have in our inventory and get rid of some of these scrolls of identify. Okay, let's use one of them. Figure out what these potions are. Figure out what these rings are. Yeah, so just take a bunch of stuff out here. And we'll try and ID them. Take out some stuff that's not BUC tested as well. All right, let's read that. Scroll of identify. And let's identify the rings first. Actually, let's identify this scroll. Gold detection. So that's actually can be handy in a couple cases, so it's good to know. That's all we found, though. And trying to think if there's anything else we can sort of get rid of here. I think we're probably have too many potions. Let's actually quaff these extra healing potions. I have 2 of them. And pull those out. I'm going to bless them. I'll pull out 1 blessed potion of water as well. And we'll quaff them right now. So I'm drinking potions of extra healing to increase our max HP. So go, actually, before we drink it, let's dip them into holy water, and then I can quaff them. So that goes from to 217 and then to 222. So you gain 10 HP from that. I put everything away. Let's see if we're now unburdened. Oh, so that was a ring of searching that we ID'd, which is not very useful. I should probably drop that. Probably drop this wand of cold too. Could want drop some wands of lightning as well, but let's hang on to them for now. Oh, we are unencumbered, so that's good. And I'll drop that ring of searching, I guess. All right. So we are hungry, so we do want to eat something. We can actually eat this gray unicorn corpse rather. Hey, it's overexplains ghost. So you're guaranteed to find a ghost with your name here. It's not a bones file. Is this a mastodon? Yeah, mastodons are pretty tough melee creatures here. They should probably be on the same list as Jabberwocks and Minotaurs. Second here. I think we're still totally fine here, but they have 0 MR. And it's a black lowercase q. And then we talked about Instadeath here. I think I was going to put a list here, but instead I'll just put here mind flares, Instadeath, amnesia. Hey, unit 327. Eat a ration to lose weight. Yes, I can do that. It's a purple H. Okay. Let's move that over. And so Mastodon, let's just see how much damage we take here. Just double check. I'm wielding Excalibur. So we hit it, did 2 points of damage to us. It did another 9. Yeah, I mean, so did on the order of 25 to us. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and engrave this copper wand. See if we can see what it is. So capital E. We're going to write first with our finger, which is the dash. And just write whatever. And then again, we're going to write with the copper wand. No message. Capital C O. We're going to call the copper wand copper, no message. I'm probably just going to drop it here. A Balu, I'm not going to try and say that, but it's another lowercase q, fairly strong melee creature. Not as strong as a mastodon. All right, so let's take a look at this devil. It's a Hezrao. And I think I'll dig through here. Fire pickaxe and dig through there, and then just make sure I wield Excalibur again. to deal with what we find here. Another Hezrao. All right, so we dig through here, and we're going to make our way to the door. So Pit Fiend. Pit Fiend could very well have a bullwhip. Let's take a look at them. I think we're totally fine killing this thing, but they're pretty tough. Yeah, 42, grabbing 2d4. So they'll grab you, which will mean you can't run away. Do they generate with bullwhips? I think they might. Let's fight it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, three hits. We killed it. It had an Achilles. It did not have a bullwhip. Okay, so the Horned Devil has a Iron Wand, which turns out to be a Wand of Death. So we want to make sure or try and prevent the Horned Devil from using charges of the Death Wand as much as possible. That's quite a powerful wand. We were able to kill it, and we got the Wand of Death. It's only lost one charge here. There's also a crested helmet here, which could be very good. Let's pick it up. Sort of thinking about reading another scroll of Identify here for to see how many charges there are on the Wand of Death and to see what this crested helmet is primarily. Let's take out the other unID'd stuff as well. At least this ring. And anything else really important? Yeah, so let's read this Blessed Scroll of Identify. And I want to see what this helmet is. And it is what I was hoping it was, which is a cursed helmet of opposite alignment. So this will turn our alignment from lawful to chaotic. And this can be a very useful end game item. In fact, you should probably start a list here. I will late game goals. All right, so late game goals. Up into my survive. All right, so survive is always one of them. All right, so helm of opposite alignment. And I think, maybe not talk about the astral plane too much, but very briefly, at the very end of the game, you're going to need to take the Amulet of Yendor to the astral plane and offer it at one of three altars on the astral plane. There's going to be a neutral, lawful, and chaotic altar. And you have to offer it at an altar which matches your alignment. So if you're lawful, you have to find the lawful altar. So there's a basically 1 in 3 chance that you're going to find the correct altar at the first time, and then your chances increase from there. If you have the helm of opposite alignment, there's a 2 in 3 chance that the first altar you find is going to be either the lawful one or the chaotic one. And so you can wear this helm of opposite alignment if you find the chaotic altar, make yourself chaotic, and sacrifice the amulet of Yendor and win the game without having to fully explore the astral plane. And that is a pretty big advantage. So we can mark this off. We did find the helm of opposite alignment, which is a sort of a late game item, which we will want. All right, identify next. We want to identify the wand of cold. So we have 5 charges left. Oh, shoot. That's not what I wanted to identify at all. I wanted to identify the wand of death. But I hit the wrong button. So we made a mistake there and identified the wrong wand. That's fine. So I will put this stuff away so we can get unburdened here. I'm going to leave some gold out. Let's put the helm of opposite alignment away. I'll put away this scroll, these potions. Put away the wand of death as well. Still burdened. Let's take out scrolls and potions that we really don't want. So we'll turn them into paper and water, and then we'll just leave them here. So scrolls of light we don't need. A blessed scroll of confused monster is not terribly useful. Create monster is not useful. Destroy armor we don't need. Potions of blindness. I'm actually going to drop these potions of fruit juice, I think. They're not very useful. Hallucination we can take out. The healing. Object detection. I guess we don't need these restorability potions at all. And take out sickness as well. And we'll drop all those. And then I'm going to zap them with a wand of cancellation. And we'll drop all this fruit juice. All right, so we are unencumbered now after getting rid of some of those potions that we didn't need. All right, so it looks like we have to go this way. All right, so here there's a door and then there's a trap in front of the door. So here we can apply our pickaxe, actually destroy the door, and then we can move diagonally through it and avoid having to go through that trap. Actually fell into a pit. We do not want this potion of fruit juice. All right, fight the Ember Hulk. All right, kill all that stuff. Scroll of Fire. We could probably drop the Scroll of Fire, to be honest, at this point. And the Stinking Cloud. And here's our door. So now we're going to make sure we don't have Excalibur wielded. So we want to wield our hands. And we're going to make sure that we have some money in our hands. And you don't need to have very much. In fact, we could put away, 159 gold. And just leave a couple gold in our hands here. And we're going to go talk to Asmodeus. Hey, still attacking us. So we made him angry. I guess we messed up somehow. I'm not actually sure why Asmodeus is hostile here. We don't have Excalibur wielded, but somehow we messed that up. But that's totally fine. We can talk about fighting Excalibur. I'm sorry, fighting Asmodeus. Well, for one thing, we have this cockroach corpse, so that's probably the easiest way to fight him. But Asmodeus has a cold attack that does quite a bit of damage. So if you don't have cold resistance, he can be very dangerous. I've died to him before. It doesn't actually say how much the magic cold damage is here. I think it's pretty high. 30d6 damage. Yeah, so that's a lot of damage. So for a maximum of 186 points of damage. So if you don't have cold resistance at this point in the game, Asmodeus is extremely dangerous. But if you have cold resistance and as a Valkyrie start with it, he's not very dangerous. So we're going to take out our Cockatrice Corpse here just to make our lives a little bit easier. And we have gloves on being worn, double checking. So we're going to wield capital W, Cockatrice Corpse wielded in hand, and we can swing it at Asmodeus. Asmodeus is slowing down. Asmodeus turns to stone. And we do the same thing for the Barbed Devil while we're at it. And then before we move anywhere, we want to wield Excalibur instead, just in case we fall into a pit. Oh, another wand of some sort. We can try engrave testing it. I think might have figured out what everything is that is engrave testable. Oh no, this is a wand of speed. Call OV speed. And that is useful in a certain case. We do have intrinsic speed, being a Valkyrie who is over level 7, but there is a creature type we're going to run into pretty soon who can remove our intrinsic speed. So having a wand of speed is useful. We're going to put that into our bag of holding and put away our Cockatrice Corpse as well. That makes us unencumbered, and we can go ahead and go down to the next level. Can be empty-handed. We'll see if we can bribe the next Demon Prince, which might be right here, actually. This looks like our Talon. Yes. So over here we have Beelzebub. Yeah, peaceful, invisible Beelzebub. So let's see if we maybe get lucky here and we can bribe this. We're not wearing conflict, right? No, we're in free action protection. Should be fine. So one way you can deal with these levels is you can, again, we want to sort of map every other level. So we can just dig down here. And we're right next to a Minotaur, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and apply our bugle, get that Minotaur to run away, remove our towel. And hang on, is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we found another Demon Prince. This is Druidblex's lair. So Druidblex is right there. So this is a swampy level. There's a bunch of water and swamp. So we're going to be a little careful here. We're going to step away from, well, that can't be an eel, but let's remove our towel. It's just a dust vortex. turn our lamp back on, and we're going to look for... Oh, I'm blind because of the dust vortex. We can apply our unicorn horn. And I'm actually going to put my towel back on here and let that yellow light explode. And we need to eat. We're weak, so take out a K ration. Eat that. And we're going to search for the upstairs here. Shouldn't be too far away. Towel. So there's a couple of powerful melee creatures here. There's a winged gargoyle and there's a minotaur. We killed the winged gargoyle though. Now we can fight the minotaur or we can scare it off with a bugle. All right, there's Jublex. Jublex suddenly appears. Jublex engulfs you. You feel deathly sick. So Jublex will teleport to you and engulf you and make you terminally ill. So you definitely don't want to ignore this. This will eventually kill you and be a form of insta-death. But you can usually kill Jublex first. First of all, if you zap Jublex with a wand of digging, it will bring it down to 1 HP. So we can zap I in any direction. And then if we hit Jublex, they'll die right away. This is actually changed in 3.7. So Jublex just takes, I think, half damage. But now that we killed Jublex a couple of turns after becoming terminally ill, we want to apply our blessed unicorn horn here and do it again until it says you feel cured. What a relief. Definitely do that pretty quickly. And we'll apply our lamp and we'll look around here for the upstairs. I could potentially use a magic mapping scroll here. Just double checking. Yeah, I'm wielding Excalibur. So we've taken 23 points damage from the Minotaur. Yep, just quite a bit of damage. Let's go ahead and put our Ring of Levitation on. That will let us explore this level a little bit quicker and safer. All right, we get to remove something. We'll remove protection. Put on levitation. And now I can just do the numpad 5 and a direction to just see where the stairs are. Let's go ahead and do the terrain command here and B to see if we have found the stairs already. It doesn't look like we have. So now we can go like another column over and do the same thing. And there's the stairs there. Remove levitation. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's put back on free action and protection. Now remember, we're one level down below Beelzebub here. So let's unwield Excalibur. Let's make sure we have a little bit of gold in our inventory. We do. Now we'll go up and see if we can't bribe Beelzebub. All right, so Beelzebub, there's always going to be a secret door here. And that brings you right to him. Beelzebub appears before you. Beelzebub demands 4 Zorkmids for safe passage. So it's going to be some fraction of your visible gold here. And then you want to go ahead and offer whatever he asks you. Give Beelzebub 4 Zorkmids. Beelzebub vanishes, laughing about cowardly mortals. And so that's a way just to avoid having to fight these demon princes at all. Yeah, we no longer have our cockatrice corpse. Beelzebub is not terribly dangerous, but has a fairly annoying gaze attack. So you want to fight Beelzebub blindfolded if you have to fight him. I guess we'll go ahead and map our way through Beelzebub's lair to the upstairs while we're here. All right, so devils and demons, I think I may have mentioned this before when we were talking about water demons. Every time they attack you, they have a chance to gate in another demon, which is pretty dangerous, can lead to you being surrounded. But we're going to kill these barb devils first. And we'll fight this vampire bat, which is going to turn into a vampire. Vampire lord. Okay, I'm going to go this way. I'm looking at what the horn devils wield, and if they have bullwhips, we definitely want to watch out about that. Let's put these scrolls away. Oh, it's an incubus, so incubus could potentially take our armor off. I'm actually going to drop this scroll of light. Don't think we need it. Fruit juice we don't want either. Dark green potion. No, let's not pick it up. Scroll identify is pretty useful. Put that away. And unlock this door. And we'll make our way to, actually, we'll dig our way over here. So wielding Excalibur again, and we're fighting these things. Let's back up, fight these one at a time. Ogre King with a weapon can be dangerous, particularly if it's a double axe. We're not going to try and do nurse dancing with this nurse. It's too dangerous in Gehennom to do that. Okay. All right, I'm just digging a passage between the upstairs and the downstairs here. And we're good to go. I believe I already explored up here, but let's take a look. Yeah, this is Asmodeus's lair. So go back down, and I guess we'll see if we get a cockatrice corpse here. We did. All right, let's put away this gold, put away the cockatrice corpse, bring a levitation. All right, that did make us unencumbered, so now we can continue on, and we have a cockatrice corpse, at least for a bit, in case we have a need for it. Oh, so I just walked onto a magic trap. All right, so they took off our shield, so we don't have reflection currently. So we want to make sure we wear that shield as soon as possible. Like a black dragon or something could have caused us some major issues there. Let's wear this mummy wrapping again. We might want to replace that cloak, because being invisible is pretty good at this point in the game. And the mummy wrapping is preventing us from being invisible. We're hungry, so let's get see what we take out here. We'll eat a K ration, and we'll head down. All right, Judeblex's lair again. So let's take out our ring of levitation, and we'll remove the ring of protection. We'll put on the ring of levitation, and we can just explore. And the stairs are going to be, let's use our lamp. The stairs are going to be somewhere on the left side. Oh, it's another Instadeath. And actually, I don't know why it wasn't on the list. But there are green slimes. Let's see if there's one here. There often are green slimes in this level. And I'll put them on the list. I just want to see if we can find one first. It's going to be a green capital P. Don't see one. Yeah, so let's put that on the list while I'm thinking about it. So green slimes will have a chance to slime you, which in a few turns will turn you into green slime. So that here. And all you have to do is zap yourself with a wand of fire to avoid that. So as long as you have a wand of fire, you should be safe from that. So we'll call it slime Instadeath. And it's a green capital P. But yeah, just make sure you have a wand of fire available at this point in the game. And it looks like we did find the downstairs. There's also an amulet here. Looks like we should check that out. Amulets can be very powerful. It's just an amulet of change, so nothing exciting. And let's remove that ring, put on this other ring, and we'll head down. All right, so put our towel on. Looks like another maze level, nothing too interesting. So we know where the upstairs is here, so let's go ahead and dig down to the next level. And here we need to write another scroll of magic mapping. So let's take out an unlabeled scroll, and we'll take out a magic marker. Let's use up the one with fewer charges first. Apply G, and we're going to apply it on capital G, and we're going to write magic mapping. We'll read that, and looks like we ended up pretty close to the downstairs, but pretty far from the upstairs. So let's go ahead and dig our way over to the upstairs. There's a soldier ant. It's wielding Excalibur every time after we dig. You yawn. Okay, so Murky is a potion of sleep. So we can call Murky in our discovery list with capital C and then D. Then we're going to go to potions here, looking for potions of, unless that auto ID'd. Yeah, it auto ID'd. Potion of sleeping called Murky. So we already know what that is. Okay. So we're confused by that Umber Hulk. So let's apply our unicorn horn. Potion invisibility. I don't think we need that. Just making us burdened. And we'll keep digging this way. All right, so we found the upstairs here. Snake. And we're going to go back up. All right, so now we know where both stairs are. We can go ahead and make a path between. You don't have to do it right now. You can wait until later, like when you're on your way back up, to make these paths. But if you're not trying to go for like a speed run or saving a lot of time, you might want to do this first because it's going to be more dangerous on the way back up. It's a little bit safer to do it now. All right, we're getting hungry again. All right, we found our way back to the upstairs and Juliblex's lair. And now we should be able to underscore down greater than period, just fast travel from the stairs, which will work if you don't have any traps between the two stairs. This salamander has a wand of magic missiles. I don't think we actually want it. Drop it. And I think we can fast travel to these stairs. Looks like we can. Our Minotaur, so let's scare the Minotaur off. Apply H player horn here. And just scare it off. You could fight it. We don't have to. All right, down we go. And again, let's put our towel on. And we found, I think, what's probably the next most dangerous level. This is Orcus Town. So you can tell, there's a few reasons you can tell it's Orcus Town. First of all, there's going to be lots of mimics. There are shops here, abandoned shops, which are guaranteed to have a bunch of mimics. So you'll see where all these M's are. These are shops. And there's Orcus, and then there are shades. So these are three different dangers. I mean, the mimics are not dangers, but the shades and Orcus are pretty dangerous. Orcus is a pretty powerful spellcaster and can cast summon nasties, which can quickly overwhelm you. Orcus also starts with a wand of death, which you kind of want to get from Orcus. We already found one. We're sort of lucky to find one randomly, but this is a guaranteed wand of death, and which you really do need to complete the game safely. So we're going to try and get that from Orcus before Orcus uses too many charges of it. Let's talk about shades. So shades are fairly slow. Like ghosts, they can float through walls. They're very hard to hit and take very little damage from anything that isn't silver. So if you were to fight them, fighting them with a silver weapon is the best way to do it. Or if you don't have a silver weapon, you can actually do things like wield your Bell of Opening, which is a silver bell, and that will deal d20 damage to the shades, and is more effective than fighting them with your melee weapon. Or if you have a silver ring, you look at your discoveries list here, and if you have a ring that's made of silver, like the Ring of Levitation, we could wear that Ring of Levitation without gloves and attack the shades with our bare hands, and the silver on our hand will actually hurt the shade. Now the shades are dangerous just because they can float through walls, so they can easily surround you, and they can paralyze you. So they have an attack like a ghoul, which will paralyze you. If you don't have a Ring of Free Action, that can be very dangerous. However, they have no magic resistance as far as I know. Let's see if they have maybe a small amount. Let's take a look. No, base MR 0. So you can just scare them off with your scare tool. So they shouldn't be a problem if you have a scare tool. If you don't have a scare tool and you don't have free action, they could be dangerous. Now let's take a look in our bag here. Our cockatrice corpse is gone, but there is a cockatrice here potentially find. Actually, are those are chickatraces up there, right? Yeah, there's 3 chickatraces and 1 cockatrice here. So if any of those drop corpses, we could potentially use that to kill Orcus quickly. And the other option is to go to dig down and see if we can find a cockatrice on the next level. But we got 4 here, so maybe we actually just explore this level and see if any of these drop corpses. We can use that to kill Orcus quickly. We don't want to wake up Orcus early if we can avoid it. And I believe the scare tool will wake Orcus up, which is going to make this a pain. So actually sort of fighting our way through here would mean we have to use our scare tool to get rid of these shades, which is probably going to mean we're going to wake up Orcus early, and that's going to be a problem. So I think we'll do what I normally do, which is we're going to dig our way down, and we'll find our way to Orcus from below. Let's magic map too. We're going to magic map this level. Let's take out an unlabeled scroll and this magic marker. Apply. Let's try this magic marker with 6 charges. I think there's some chance we can do magic mapping with 6 charges. Oh, didn't work. So we'll use the other one. Oh, take out. So let's take out one blessed scroll of charging and one uncursed unlabeled scroll. And then we'll apply our other magic marker on the uncursed unlabeled scroll and write magic mapping. And we'll read that. And so there's the upstairs, there's the downstairs. And I also want to read this blessed scroll of charging. And we're going to charge the empty magic marker. And so now it has 50 charges. And it's been charged once. You can only recharge magic markers once. So that's the most utility we can get out of that magic marker. All right, I guess we'll kill this earth elemental, and then we're going to dig down. Oh, I did not need to do that. All right, follow through. Put our child on again here. There's a cockatrice here too, so potentially we can get a cockatrice corpse on this level, which would be really great. All right, let's get another scroll out here. All right. So it looks like we have to go to the right here. Auto dig makes this a lot easier. Gray stone. Sort of curious here. Can we kick it? Thump. Ouch, that hurts. So the gray stone, if you can't kick it, you can actually call it. This is a lodestone. So that's a cursed stone that will weigh you down a lot if you pick it up, and you won't be able to put it down again without a remove curse item. So we'll poke our head down this way so we know where the upstairs are in case we need it. So there's the cockatrice. Yeah, let's kill it. I was wondering if we wanted to wait a little bit, but it did drop a corpse. So now we want to get to the upstairs as quickly as possible to use this corpse on Orcus. So we are wearing our leather gloves, so we can pick it up. I'm actually going to put away the pickaxe for a minute here. So it'll be unencumbered, and then we can we'll find a way through this maze without the pickaxe to try and save ourselves some time. And actually zap digging here and just zap through that wall. And now we know Orcus is upstairs right next to the stairs. So let's go ahead and wield that cockatrice corpse. And we'll go up the stairs. And Orcus is right there. And so we'll swing the cockroach's corpse at Orcus. We miss. Let's try again. And we, so Orcus quaffs a potion. Orcus is a very bad case of stomach acid. So if monsters have potions of acid and that you start turning them to stone, they will drink them and save their own lives, which is very cool. But now we can do the same thing, hopefully. All right, Orcus turns to stone. Perfect. So now that Orcus is turned to stone, we can apply our bugle just to get all these things away. Run away. Let's wield Excalibur. Actually, let's use our bugle again here. Make that shade flee. And we'll use our, I want to break Orcus's corpse. So if I go here, you'll see that Orcus was standing on the stairs. There's like a 50-50 chance, I think, that when you come up the stairs, if there was a creature there, either you'll be displaced or they'll be displaced. So in this case, we were displaced off the stairs. We want to break this statue of Orcus. So I think to be a little bit easier here, let's actually take out a wand of striking. There's one there. And we'll zap Orcus with that. All right, so there's the wand of death we were looking for. And that's really what we needed, was in the statue. Put those wands away. And I guess we can explore this level a bit. I mean, I guess if you haven't seen it before, it would be kind of fun to see it. And put away this cockroach's corpse. We take out the pickaxe? We can. Okay. Yeah, so we're just not going to fight the shades if we don't have to. Just going to kill this ghost, though. So there's a guaranteed altar to Moloch. I think what I did not mention, and I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the episode when we entered Gehennom, but Gehennom has a few special rules. One of which is you cannot pray to your god while you're in Gehennom. So you're too far away from your god to pray. So prayer is, it'll actually make your god angry. If you pray from Gehennom, don't do it. Yeah, but there's an altar to Moloch. You should not pray on this altar. It's a very bad idea. But we can use this altar to BUC test things. So you can apply our bag and take out capital X. Take out everything which is not BUC tested. And we can drop all of this on the altar to see if it's cursed or not. So you see all this is BUC tested now. So we can pick it all back up. And put it away. We're going to try on this wooden ring because it's safe to try it on. Okay, so that was a cursed wand of death, which is a little unfortunate, but we can uncurse it either with a blessed scroll of remove curse or by dipping it in holy water. All right, we're now unencumbered. Just make sure you don't leave anything on the altar. I've done that before. Let's try on this wooden ring. It doesn't auto ID, so let's remove it. And put it away. Let's go look at those shops. I mean, it's unlikely that we'll find anything we really need, but is kind of interesting to find shops at this level. Square amulet could be good. Most of these are going to be mimics. There's an elven mithril coat. Drop that wand of enlightenment. We don't need that. Expensive camera is kind of interesting. I'm going to apply my bugle to get rid of the shade. So shades could potentially remove our speed as well. You do want to worry about that. So we found a t-shirt. T-shirts are pretty neat. Yeah, there's t-shirts and there's Hawaiian shirts. And they're both a layer of armor that you can wear under your body armor. So you can enchant them up to +5, and they can grant you another 5 points of AC on top of everything else. If you're really trying to min-max your AC, then having a t-shirt or a Hawaiian shirt is very good. We'll go ahead and put it on. I mean, it might be cursed, so it might be a negative, but we could try it out here on the altar. I'm wielding Excalibur. I don't know why felt like I was doing so little damage there. Vampire Lords are pretty tough. All right, killed it. So we can drop the amulet and the t-shirt. So it's a cursed amulet, so it's probably something bad. Uncursed t-shirt. I will put the amulet away just in case it's something we want. And I guess we'll put on the t-shirt. I'm going to close and lock this door just to keep us from getting disintegrated or anything while we're taking stuff off. Because we have to take off our mummy wrapping, we have to take off our scale mail, and then we can wear the t-shirt, which is a +0 t-shirt. We could potentially enchant it up, but we don't really have enough spare charges to do that right now. There's a lot of other things we could enchant up. Okay, so we put everything back on here. We have a t-shirt on. And let's check out the other shop while we're here. All right, so we're hungry again. Okay, so we have a iron golem over there, which is a pretty strong golem. Take out a K ration. We'll eat it. Should be one more shop here, at least. I think, let's see. Oh yeah, it's over here. Let's see where the mimics are. This must be like a chameleon. Oh, so here's the other shop. Oh, the Chickatrace corpse. It's actually kind of better than a cockatrice corpse because it's lighter. Go ahead and pick it up. Pearl ring. Don't know what it is. Another helm of opposite alignment. So if we hadn't already found one, we could find another one. A diamond ring. Scare these things away. All right, so I think that's pretty good. Just look at the shops. We did a little BUC testing. There's a bunch of graveyards around here. I guess we can make ourselves a path back to the upstairs. And what I'm doing is just whenever a shade gets near me, I am using our pickaxe or our horn to scare it away. I need to readjust my pickaxe here to P. Actually going to kill this troll with this Chickadray's corpse. And then we can dig our way over here. We found our way back to the stairs. Okay. Now, we are looking for another branch, which is Vlad's Tower. Okay, so Vlad's Tower is roughly between dungeons level 34 and 42. Put that on our map here. So one level past the castle is going to be Valley of the Dead. And we're going to call this Castle +1, where you find it. And then after that, you have Gehennom. Which is really just a series of maze levels. And in here, you're going to have other levels. Let's generally go, well, let's do it like this. You get Gehennom, then this is all kind of a linear path. Move all this down. Move all this down. Okay. That's good enough for now. So, the Gehennom, then we have Asmodeus's lair. And then we have Beelzebub's lair. I think this is how it's spelled, but I'll look it up later. And then we have Dreeblex's layer. And we have Orcustown. And this is all pretty much just, this is all linear. This is all part of Gehennom. In fact, we could just, rather than calling this Gehennom here, we can rotate that. I don't remember. Yeah. So yeah, this is all Gehennom. Get rid of this. Now, somewhere around here, there's going to be a branch, which is going to be Vlad's Tower. And that's going to be 34 to 42. It says roughly, I don't know, whatever's not that, but say about 34 to 42. And Gehennom continues this way. And so that's what we're looking for next, is somewhere around where we are, we're looking for Vlad's Tower. And I'm actually going to stop here, I think. Let me just see where I'm at. Yes, I'm in Orcustown. Let's get down to the next level. And Stalker. We're actually can't see invisible for some reason. Let's actually remove or take off our mummy wrapping here. We're invisible. Let's eat the Stalker corpse. And now we can see invisible. Okay, so I guess we did not have see invisible for, yeah, it looks like we did not. So we mark that. We can actually mark searching largely because we're wielding Excalibur, which gives it to us. So that just leaves us with the rest of these things. We actually get warning from the Orb of Fate as well. So there's a invisible black light right here. We can put our towel on right here to keep it from affecting us, and then we'll remove our towel. All right, so we got some another intrinsic, which is nice. There must be a trap here or something. It's not letting us fast travel. Scare these things off. And I guess we'll go back through this hole we made here. And down. We can go down one more level. Another invisible stalker. And let's just see if we can't find the stairs to the Vlad's Tower. So I'm going to dig down here. And we're going to take out scroll. We're going to write magic mapping Um, and we have the upstairs are way over there. Let's dig our way over. Want to create monsters I don't think we care about. Dig this way. Short wand. Sure. So we found a wand to slow. I'm just going to drop that though. I don't think we need it. Oh, NL floored. All right, we are making our way to those stairs. Oh, the Wraith reads a scroll of create monsters. So scrolls of create monster summon a few monsters normally, but once in a while they'll summon like a whole bunch, which just happened. So that's unfortunate. Completely surrounded, but we can use our bugle here, and most of these things are going to run away. Fight the Chickatrace. Oh, there's a Chickatrace corpse there. Let's make sure we are wearing our gloves. We are. Pick that up. Let's put away some things. Purple worm. We're surrounded by Chickatraces, so let's use our bugle. Or what kind of a demon is this? It's a Balrog, so that's a pretty powerful one. So I think we want to wield our Chickatrace corpse here, and we'll hit the Balrog with it, turn it to stone. And that's a Yeti. I guess we can hit it as well. And then we can wield Excalibur, dig through here, find our way to the upstairs and go up. All right, so we're not too far from the other upstairs. All right, so that Vrock used a wand of digging, and we just found a green slime here. So if you don't have a wand of fire, this could be dangerous. But as it is, should not be a problem. I feel like I should show this off, maybe. To show you what to watch out for. Green slime touches you. So this is going to be resisted by your magic cancellation. But you'll get this message here. The green slime touches you, you don't feel very well. And you'll see this message here, slime. So in that case, you know you have a few turns to get rid of this slime. So I'm going to step away here. And it says you are turning a little green. We're going to apply our bag. We're going to take out a wand of fire. And we're going to zap the wand of fire, making sure we don't have anything in our inventory like potions or scrolls. We can zap that wand of fire a period. You feel rather warm. We have fire resistance, so we didn't take any damage. The slime that covers you is burned away. And our gloves smolder further, it's no big deal. And the slime goes away. So that's how you deal with green slime. It's not particularly dangerous if you have a wand of fire. Now we can kill this green slime. And we'll go back up here and back down. Okay, so we're pretty close to the downstairs here. We just need to dig a path here. That was a hole. All right, we don't know how to get back up here, so we need to write magic mapping. We'll see if 9 charges can do it. Ah, it did. All right, so here we go. We're starting to see the wizard tower. So this is where the Wizard of Yendor lives. We're actually down to dungeon level 43, so we've missed Vlad's tower. We're going to go back up and find it. You'll see that these are undiggable walls, and this is part of where the Wizard of Yendor is going to be. So there's various sort of rooms, and then there's going to be a central tower surrounded by moat with ladders going up. All right, so we're going to go back up to the upstairs here. We might be able to find our way up here. And these levels, they are no teleport, and they have undiggable walls and floor. I mean, undiggable walls here around, in the center. Okay, so we're back up here. Let's magic map this level 2. Let's eat something. All right, so we need to recharge that magic marker, I believe. Let's double check. So we go to magic marker. Magic mapping requires between 4 and 7 charges. So actually, we have some chance of writing it. Oh, it didn't work though. So it was randomly, it was 6 or 7 charges instead of 4 or 5. We sort of had a 50-50 chance there. So now we can take out another scroll of charging, blessed scroll of charging. And we're going to read that and charge our magic marker. And so now our magic marker again is a 150. So it's got 50 charges and it's been recharged once, which is as much as we can do. And now we can take out another uncursed unlabeled scroll. Can apply our magic marker on it. And read it. All right, so here's another level of the wizard's tower. And here's the upstairs. We just have one upstairs. So Vlad's tower is going to be a second set of upstairs. This, maybe just put a symbol here. If you're looking for another set of upstairs here. right, so that's what we're looking for right now. This way. All right. So we haven't found that yet, but we've got to be pretty close. We're at dungeon level 42 right now. So we should be able to find it pretty soon. So we go up here, dungeon level 41. I'm going to map this one as well. We are using up a bunch of resources here, but let's see here. Just one upstairs here. So it's not on this level either. This level is mapped and there's only one upstairs here. Wheel Excalibur. So we got teleported, but to a decent place. We did not map this one, so it could potentially be on this level. So let's go ahead and map it. And indeed, we found it. So see here, what I'm doing is I'm doing a shift, like an underscore symbol, like the travel command, and I'm hitting the less than multiple times. You see, that makes it very easy to see that there are multiple upstairs on this level. And we know that this one here has got to be the second one, right? You climb up the stairs, the heat and smoke are gone. So that, you see that the heat and smoke are gone, that means you've found Vlad's tower. And I guess as a bit of a teaser, and just because I've been streaming for a couple hours, I'm going to stop here. This is sort of where we'll start next time, is at Vlad's tower. And we'll talk about Vlad's tower and the invocation ritual and stuff like that. And next time we'll be doing Vlad's tower and probably also going to the very end of the dungeon. So those two things I think will happen in next episode.